Welcome to the KiddNation Extra, everybody.
Hello.
Crazy show today.
A lot going on today.
Lots going on today. We got to talk to Chance the Rapper. Check it out at KiddNation.com, even though his phone had a 2-second delay.
Made it a little difficult, but we got through it.
Yeah. It's one of those where, like, I don't know how the newscasters do it, where they throw it out to Bob out on the streets.
Well,
Yeah.
Bob doesn't have a third party, I don't think, between the newsroom and Bob.
But Bob still has to wait 2
Yeah.
seconds because you see them taking the question,
Yeah.
and then they answer.
I love that awkward pause though. It's like,
Yeah.
thank you, JC.
Which is fine when you're not doing back and forth, but it made it a little difficult. But it's still fun guy. Chance was great.
Yeah,
Had a
he's
good
so
time. Yesterday I had my teacher parent conference.
Okay.
I got called in, and those are always scary. Kelly, I know you know this because
Well, no, not always.
it is scary for me because I don't.
I know I have my daughter does, she doesn't really have any,
Not a
I
rebel.
don't get notes sent home from school on disciplinary problems. And I know she does well in school. So it's usually like, I feel almost like
You're all good.
the teacher sometimes apologizes.
Because they don't
I
have
know
anything
you're
to tell you.
I don't really have
Any
anything to tell
constructive,
you. She's doing great.
Well,
I
yeah,
feel
that's
like I'm
good.
apologizing for wasting your time coming up here.
So this is my son. It wasn't with my son. My son is that way. He's fine. He's doing
Yeah.
great. It's Chloe, and Chloe just started kindergarten. So this is my first parent teacher. This is where you find out where your kid's at.
Yeah.
So you're going to find out we need to work with this kid or everything is groovy and fine.
Yeah.
And that was the case with Chloe.
Oh, good.
She's right where she needs to be, which is fine. She's not above anybody. She's not below. She's right in the
Yeah.
middle, right with all the other kids with the learning.
Nestled.
That the main thing is that they tell you that they behave well and they listen and they're polite.
Yeah.
Because at home, they never are that. They're never that. What they are at school, they're never that at home. And so
Exactly.
she's the polite girl. And she's actually really good at home, too. She was doing well and everything. It's just they start telling you about how you're going to have to teach them math. And I don't know if you've noticed, but math nowadays has completely changed. And it's freaking hard.
It's new math.
And it's new math. And
Where's new math?
Bro.
What's wrong with old math?
Al, you remember
would be
how
shocked.
2 plus 2,
4.
you would just be like, 4.
Yeah.
You just
Now-
have to memorize it. Nope.
No. Now they
Now
want
what?
you to show your work with
you have to draw
everything.
little blocks, and it's crazy, Anna. And I would sit there with my daughter. It would be so frustrating because I can only tell her how I know. I know how to multiply. This is
Yeah.
how you do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not a teacher, so I can't explain to you why. I only know this is how
The
I
new
do
math.
it. The new math, you have to draw figures and diagrams and then count them. It's like, why can't you just memorize that 6 times 7 is 42?
It's so
Yeah.
weird. And then there's like, if you're adding numbers with 2 on them, you have
two
to
of
like
these
break them apart and then do these and then put them together. And it's like, no, why can't I just add 20 plus 20?
It's
1 is
insane.
41.
Yeah.
Now, I know if you were to ask me a long division problem right now, I would like it's with 2 numbers, like you said, on one side and 4 numbers on, I would probably have issues.
I would have to do it on paper, but I could do it. But now it's completely different than how I used to do it,
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
where you'd have a remainder and all that.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy, not the remainder.
Oh, remember that?
Not the remainder.
That's all
Oh,
crazy.
boy, it just blew my mind.
But the thing I want to tell teachers and what I want to, you kind of want to tell this to your kids, it's you're not gonna use that. You're gonna
Got a
have
calculator.
you have your phone, you have your calculator.
That's the problem that they're running into is because everything is just so accessible on your phone.
Everything.
Who was that we were talking to yesterday or day before that said that they're not teaching cursive writing
A lot
anymore?
of schools aren't.
Yeah,
Just print.
because everything's typed out. Well, Alexa apparently helps out with homework too, because a mom in Scotland posted a video of her 9-year-old son using Alexa to help with the math homework,
Oh, funny.
and he doesn't know his mom is in the room until she calls him out.
Alexa, 6 multiplied by 6.
6 times 6 is 36.
What is going on here?
Get my homework done.
No, that is not how you do homework.
Alexa, 4 multiplied by 4.
4 times 4 is 16.
You do realise you'll be doing all this again yourself.
The problem is he's not showing how he's getting the work done, but those are things that we memorized as when we were
Yeah.
kids, so we would have been able to just put the answer down, and our teachers would have been like, "Okay, they got it right."
Unless you can take Alexa into the classroom with you, that's going to be problematic.
I hope
Well,
that
you
they're
can.
still. Did you guys ever learn those like little tricks on how to remember things? Like I remember like how you can count like the multiplies by 9
No, I
with
didn't
the
learn.
fingers.
I just memorized the table. You memorize how does that work?
So basically, like you have your 10 fingers, and to do the multiplies by 9.
Okay, I'm gonna do it with you.
Yeah, because you have to be facing it.
Okay.
So 9 times 1, so
Nine.
your first finger.
Well,
Your pinky finger
I
goes
can't put
down.
my pinky
pinky finger goes down.
So then
okay.
you have 9 left over, right?
right.
Ah.
And then for the second one, it's 1 and then 8, so it's 18.
Oh.
And then 27, you know, and then and
36. What?
yeah.
45.
So that's how and like to this day, sometimes if I randomly need to multiply something by 9, I'm like,
54.
yeah.
What?
My brother was taught how you tell your left from your right hand. You hold up your hands, and the left hand, the forefinger and the thumb make an L.
Oh yeah.
And my brother is 50 years old, and sometimes you still catch him doing that to see.
I swear to you, I just showed this to Chloe last night in bed.
It
Because
freaks
she
you
The
was
out.
L?
flustered. Yeah, I told her because she's flustered about. We tell her to go left or right because she's taking dance and she always goes to the right when she's supposed to go left. And so she was. We're having a conversation. She goes, I just don't know how to tell left and right. And I said, here's an easy trick. Hold your hands up. And she said, okay. And she's holding them up. And I was like, which one's the L? And she goes, this one. And I said, L for left. And now she learned. I told her
Light
that
bulb
just
moment.
yesterday.
Yeah,
That's
my
awesome.
brother still does it at 50.
Did you guys
That's
ever
great.
cheat on any tests or any homework when you were a kid?
Dude, that's why I got kicked out of
I know
school.
Al did. Kelly, you never did.
If I did, I don't really remember doing it. I remember I was accused of cheating one time, and it devastated me because I did not cheat.
Oh, really?
I did not. And the other boy, he swears he didn't cheat either. And I was so devastated because I was a good kid and I knew. And she said, you had to have cheated because you're the only two in class that had the same answer. And how do you defend yourself against
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
That's weird.
And I just remember just sobbing because it was the third grade. I will never forget it that she accused me of cheating
Maybe
when
he
I hadn't.
cheated.
Mm.
It's a long story, as I don't think either one of us did, honestly, because
Did you ever cheat, Anna?
Not. I mean, you consider it cheating. One time I figured out how to put my like math equations, save them in the calculator, so I wouldn't have to remember them. There was like a setting in the calculator where you could like save like notes,
Oh, yeah.
and I would
that's
just
cheating.
save the formulas. But hey, did great. Still use math to this day.
I remember one time, JC, Miss Dolan gave me like a 25, 24 or something like that on a test. It was out of 100. And the first page was the page with the questions on it. Then the following pages, that's where you wrote your answers, right? So we had to take it home and let our parents sign it. And I didn't know what to do. So one time when I got a 24, I just tore the other sheets off and I wrote a line under the 24 and then wrote 25. And I took to my mom and said, look, I got a 24 out of 25. And so she signed it. So
My
I
man.
got away with it. That
Yeah,
time.
buddy.
Next time, wasn't so lucky. I had to take something home to get her to sign it. And you know those little erasers on your number 2 pencil, if they get a little bit dirty, they start.
It'll
Years.
smudge it,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm trying to write my mom's name. I'm trying to forge her name on this paper. And I had to write it over like 4 or 5 times because it wasn't believable to me. So I took it back to Miss Dolan. And right where she was, my mother signed it. It was like black with the 10th time that I signed her name.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't a good.
Right?
That was not good.
The only time I remember cheating, and I don't know if it was cheating, but it was I felt scared to cheat because I felt like I'd get kicked out of school. So I never cheated,
Yeah.
except I was taking AP chemistry, and I sucked at chemistry. And I couldn't remember a few of the elements, and so I wrote them on from my thumb to my index finger, the ones I couldn't remember, really small.
Yeah.
And so that way I could just look down and see it. But that's the only time I remember
You got
writing
away with
some.
it?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I did, but I got caught.
And I still barely got a B on that test. I thought I would have got still barely got a B on that
well, you
chemistry
should have had
test.
longer fingers.
Yeah. Well,
writing on
because
my
it was
hand.
all the other ones you still had to do. There's other parts of the test that you can't write down on your hand.
Yeah.
that I was not doing well with.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So what's the question of the day? I think you have it, Anna.
Yeah. So the Oxford English Dictionary just added a few new words
Okay.
like chillax
Yeah.
and whatevs.
Uh-huh.
So if you were defined as a word in the dictionary, what would your definition be?
Ooh.
Oh gosh,
If I was
that's so
defined,
hard.
what would my word be?
Your definition.
My definition be?
My mother would probably say stubborn. I think that's the way that they defined me as a child. I was pretty stubborn. I don't know that I'm still stubborn though.
Yeah, you are.
I am a little. I'm not as severe as I used to.
I don't know
be,
if it's
don't
my definition would be man boy.
think. hyphenated.
yeah. Yeah,
that kind of sounds like a superhero.
Because I
too.
think I kind of have like a man's body, but definitely still act like a kid.
Mm.
Yeah.
I guess what you said the other word was chillax.
Uh-huh.
Maybe chillax. I'm kind of chill, black, and I like to
Yeah.
relax.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
What would be yours, Anna?
I don't know.
It's hard.
I'm very like you do you. So
Uh-huh.
just kind of
Do your thing?
yeah.
That's back to the
it would,
whatevs.
it would just say Anna, you do you.
Oh, there you go. That's not bad. Do you? All right, Kid Nation, if you want to be the question of the day or comment, drop it in the comment section. We'll be back tomorrow. We got another trip for you to check out Miami and stay at the Lowe's Miami Beach Hotel thanks to Visit Florida. All you got to do to skip winter, since winter is coming, go to KiddNation.com and tell us about your hashtag winter problems. We'll also want you to call us and tell us about your first world problems and double problems tomorrow. And Anna's going to do the midweek update. So have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow.